Hello and welcome to Downright Fierce Gaming, America's most family-friendly podcast.
That's a goddamn lie.
Listen, if any of you fuckers uses the word fuck, shit, balls, anus, hi. So my dad's in the room. That's why I said that, but clearly that's not a big deal. My name is Josh Sensio. With me is
Tristan Haynes
and
Louis Stewart.
What up, Louis? Good to see you again, man. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I am excited to be back.
And we're excited to have you. You should feel my erection. I'm very, very excited.
I will feel it later. We got to get through the show first.
Oh, hey, podcast. Okay, well, let's start with my favorite part. You don't watch the episodes, do you?
I've seen it.
We never do.
Do you know what we totally do instruments. There's explosions.
We don't ever do the instruments.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I picked the two quietest people to be on this episode.
I'll be loud all episode just for you.
There's so many things there. So yeah, let's get right into Fierce News. So last week, apparently I missed something when I went back, the whole decade thing. I was going back by the decades. There was something that came out 20 years ago, and it's actually celebrating its 20th anniversary next month. That would be the Tamagotchi, the little egg creature that would just poop itself to death if you did something so bold as going to sleep. Just
as we all do.
Yeah, getting one of those in kindergarten was the biggest responsibility of my life. My fish made it fine. I got the Digimon one with an Agumon. He did not make it. I could not have saved the digital world.
I didn't have the Tamagotchi. I did have the Digimon also, and I didn't know how it was pronounced, so I called it Digimon. And I lived with that
Just
shame.
Too much dig dog.
So yeah, they turned 20 to celebrate. They are selling a limited quantity of new Tamagotchi toys. These are actually going to be 60% smaller, which is kind of weird because they were already really small. And they are currently available for people to pre-order, and it comes out November 5th.
Why don't they just make it an app and then sell in-app purchases for when your Tamagotchi dies, and then you can immediately pay 99 cents to revive it?
See, that is why we have you on this episode.
You should work at EA.
I know.
You absolutely should. Pay no attention to what I'm doing right now because I'm fixing things. And oh, nope, just making it worse. Just making it worse. So, yep, just making it worse.
Behind the scenes,
you're watching it right. Oh, God, I'm making everything so much worse. I need to stop. I have to stop. Why am I not stopping? For the audio listeners, I'm fixing the green screen and actually making it worse.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's still really bad. That's still so bad. It's snowing behind us. Let's move on. Here, Tristan, why don't you, since you love PUBG and I love good quality content, why don't you read that while I continue to fix this?
I've heard there's a new game coming out soon. People have been talking about.
Are you reading my script word for word? Okay, yeah, go for it. What is this game, Tristan, that you speak of?
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or PUBG.
Is it out?
No.
Oh, I've never heard of this game.
Apparently, earlier this year, they broke a Steam record for 1 million concurrent users. The game has now broken the 2 million mark.
Holy cow!
And it isn't out yet.
Thanks, Tristan.
Video games are amazing.
Still can't jump over small walls.
Yeah, that is. I mean, how hard is it to do that?
They're breaking big walls, but they can't jump the small ones.
I can't. I don't understand the mechanic. I mean, I'm not a game developer. I don't know how to make games, but vaulting. I mean, I would. Okay, so you come up to a small structure that you have an equation that reads true if you are able to vault over it, and then you hit a button, and then if true, start animation of whatever and move forward X amount of.
Is it just that you're not allowed to go over the small objects, or when you try something ridiculously bad?
No, they're supposed to implement vaulting. You're supposed to hit a button and you're supposed to vault over stuff. It's
just not there yet.
I feel like programming wise, I do know how to program, so on the simplest level, I feel like that should be it, right?
I have no idea.
Hi, Carolina.
Oh, yes. Hello, Carolina and Mark. They are both in chat, and they're talking about how awful the quality of the green screen is, and I don't have hair, apparently. Oh, I do, but it's...
Mark said there's no more snow. You're a weather
so
wizard.
Much snow.
You're
It looks so bad. I'm going to scrap this episode. That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Well, nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Have a good night, guys.
Okay.
That's it. All right. Moving on to, in an interview with IGN, Trey Parker and Matt Stone had some interesting information about South Park, the trick of stick. the stick of truth. So Trey said originally there was a branching out of factions. So you went and did a whole thing with the goth kids. You did a whole thing with Ike and the pirates. It was all about these factions, and it just started to get completely unwieldy in terms of writing and everything. He went on to note that the content could have possibly been featured if they understood the concept of DLC well enough. That's what he said. They didn't think about DLC. That would have been amazing.
That in a second.
Did they even have any DLC for?
You got to dress up as Mysterion.
Yeah, that was kind of lame. And then Matt Stone also said that they tried to make a Skyrim starting out, but that was not the right game to make, so it got molded down into a more of a linear story. Thank God, because that sounds a lot like the N64 South Park.
Yeah, I don't want a repeat of that.
Yeah, going around in first person, even third person, and there's kind of when you see these models in 3D, it's not South Park anymore, and it kind of loses that comedy of South Park.
Yeah, one of my favorite things when Stick of Truth was first getting talked about. Whoa.
What?
Sorry, I read Carolina's message.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Carolina in chat said Skyrim is what ended my marriage. Oh my. Continue.
When I saw that they were going with the 2D visuals and like sticking to it and having everything based more around the kids, I was really happy because one, it definitely feels more South Park. You playing 2D instead of just South Park base game. It feels like a game of South Park. And being around the kids, like I didn't want like a whole Randy segment to pop up in my game. Yeah, that would feel weird. Playing as kids, awesome. Playing as like any of the adults would have felt weird.
It would be really weird. Yeah.
I didn't play it yet.
Man,
what?
Yeah,
the new game comes out Tuesday.
Well, okay, pre-order the new game and you'll get the other one for free.
Okay.
So just do it because you'll love it. It's it's an amazing game. It's really good. Moving on to okay, so this is actually a really big news story. This is the last piece that we're covering. The biggest conversation lately has been about the current state of loot boxes in video games. So if you don't know what a loot box is, basically you pay real money or you earn in-game currency, but a lot of loot boxes are actually done through real money. Spend real money, and then you have a chance to get better equipment through a loot box. It's randomly generated, algorithm or whatever, and it's been very controversial lately, especially after Shadow of War.
I heard about that game having loot boxes, and I don't know why.
Well, here's the thing. So it has loot boxes, but it has it in the single player thing, and a lot of people were worried. Okay, well, that doesn't make sense. Are you gonna hound me for money? Am I gonna get ads constantly popping up saying, "Hey, you should spend $5 and get that cool hat"? And the thing is, it's very chill about it. Like apparently, it's very relaxed, and all the things that you can spend real money on, you can get in game very easily. One of the things is you can get like an epic orc or something. Like I guess they have different levels.
Yeah, the orcs have rarity levels. Yeah, like they were an item, but they're not an item. It's like if you could pay for if anyone's deeper into Pokemon, getting like a Pokemon with really good EV levels for like $2 instead of having to like train one up or catch it with the right nature and everything.
And this really weird rumor started where people were saying that you can't get these orcs without spending real money, and that's just not true. So, I mean, but people are still kind of upset about loot boxes, and a lot of people are saying that it's gambling. So the ESRB recently made a statement about whether or not it's considered gambling. This is a long statement, but I think it has a lot of really good information. A spokesman for the ESRB told IGN, ESRB does not consider loot boxes to be gambling. While there is an element of chance in these mechanics, the player is always guaranteed to receive in-game content, even if the player unfortunately receives something they don't want. We think of it as a similar principle to collectible card games. Sometimes you'll Sometimes you'll open a pack and get a brand new holographic card you've had your eye on for a while, but other times you'll end up with a pack of cards you already have. Their statement continues to say, should there be any gambling or gambling-related mechanics in a game, ESRB assigns one of two content descriptors as part of the rating. Simulated gambling, which means player can simulate gambling without betting or wagering real cash or currency, and real gambling, player can actually gamble, including betting or wagering real cash or currency. If there's any real gambling in a game or app, it will always receive an adults-only rating. So here's what I think is really messed up is that loot boxes, it really is gambling. Okay, so it may not be exactly gambling.
Gambling light.
But it has all the same traits that target people with gambling problems. You know, when you go to a casino, there's a reason why it lights up and all the sounds and stuff. You know, when you win, it's training people to spend more and more money. And that's what these loot boxes are. I mean, there are kids out there who have no idea if they have a gambling problem because they don't go to casinos, and they will convince their parents to give them $20 and they will just throw it at this game, hoping to get a cosmetic item, or hoping to get a new weapon or something,
or a legendary or exotica,
exactly,
whatever it is for the game.
So I think that they're not taking that seriously enough, because yes, you are getting in-game stuff that do not matter in the real world. You are not, I get that, but this is still an issue, and I don't care if kids see boobs or guts and stuff in games. I really don't care. I don't think it's that bad. When I was a kid, I played Grand Theft Auto and it was fine. I grew up to be a great fucking human being.
You can just watch movies on a rainy day and you'll more than likely see that.
Yeah. So I don't think that's big of a deal, but I learned recently, I didn't even know this about myself, I apparently have a gambling problem. When I went to a casino on a cruise ship, I spent $200 in 5 minutes and I could not stop. I just kept hitting max bet because I gained 200.
Yep.
and I started losing money. I'm like, no, I got to keep it. And I kept feeding it 20s. All of a sudden 5 minutes go by and I'm like, oh my God, what, geez. So I knew that I had that problem. I did win all the money back though. And now I know that about myself because I'm mature enough to know that, okay, well, apparently I can't go to Vegas and spend a whole bunch of money because I won't be able to stop. But these kids don't know that, so there needs to be some kind of safeguard, I think. There needs to be some kind of safeguard to keep children, or at least let the parents be aware, like, hey, this game is basically gambling.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I mean, loot boxes are essentially slots. Like, every time you go for a loot box, you're hoping for something great, but you can get whites, you can get greens, you can get complete trash, or you might get that really lucky, like, legendary, and you're like, oh, yes. And you get another one, like, maybe chances of happening back to back are like slim to none, but maybe like 2 boxes in you get 2 legendaries. You're gonna keep going thinking that luck's gonna pass by, and it's not. I play a lot of loot games, like just loot based games, not games with loot boxes, because I can't spend my money on something I can get in game for free.
Yeah.
It just weirds me out to even do that. But I played way more Diablo 3 than I thought I would in the last like 2 years. Like middle of Witcher 3, I started playing Diablo 3, completely stopped playing Witcher 3 because I was getting so much in an endorphin release from getting loot and legendaries and leveling up and getting new stuff and ancients in Diablo 3.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They're targeting
great.
those things.
Feels awesome. And loot boxes is like a less work. You throw it at it, instant release. Even if you don't get like that perfect thing, if you get something kind of good, you're gonna be happy. And if you like gambling, it's gonna feel great.
So imagine, there's, a 10-year-old who doesn't have that kind of introspective, ability to say, wow, like I should not be spending a lot of money on this because yes, I know it will feel good, but that's very irresponsible.
They don't know why they're feeling that good about it. They don't think about how much they're throwing at it until, if they do think about it, it's gonna be way past when it would matter to stop it as much. At a certain point, you're gonna spend. I know people who spend way more on Overwatch and loot boxes than they did on the actual game themselves, and they don't even play that much anymore.
Yeah. What about you, Tristan?
I don't know that it is gambling. It definitely, I think, hits the same triggers for people that gambling does, and I think it is pretty devious. Especially, I know, like, with a lot of Blizzard's loot boxes, they have pity timers, so, like, every 12 or 13 boxes, you have, like, a better chance to get, like, a legendary. So I think knowing that and kind of knowing the statistics behind it is driving people to spend more money, because they'll be like, oh, I'm only a couple boxes away. Let me go ahead and throw some more money into it. Then you run into the whole thing with like Steam and the whole PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. When they had their Gamescom like limited edition crates, you can sell that stuff on the Steam marketplace to other people for real money. So you're like, oh well, if I spend $2, I might have the chance to get a skirt that's selling for $700.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of feeding into itself. So I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily gambling, but it is definitely something that we need to look at and
Well, I mean, so I'm definitely not saying that it's gambling. Like, by definition, the ESRB, they know what they're talking about. It's not gambling.
It's not gambling. It's close.
But I think that we need to extend, or maybe just coin a new term that lumps it in with gambling. You know, like it's okay if you accidentally hit somebody with your car and it was a complete accident. That's murder. Yeah, that's absolutely, you murdered somebody. But we call that manslaughter.
Yep.
You know, we don't call it murder, like, you know, because, I mean, technically we do, but, like, it's manslaughter. So, yes, this isn't gambling, but it's, like, garbling. It's garbling.
That's what we're going with?
That's what we're going to, I'm sticking with garbling.
Garbling.
You know, you kids, and you're garbling all the video games, and you're illegal garbling, the garbles.
I don't know. I go with garbling.
Okay, we'll table that one for
it.
Also, Carolina's bringing up like amazing things in chat because I didn't know Words with Friends had microtransactions.
Oh,
that
wow.
blows my mind.
Yeah. So, end of conversation. Let's move on. That's it for the news. And I didn't have enough time to make another super clever, awesome segment like I did the last time with going back in time. Although I think that we're going to have more segments like that because we got a lot of positive reactions from that. Instead, I stole a bunch of viewer questions from podcasts that are more popular than us. And I thought it'd be fun to answer some of those questions like they were asking us. First one is, what game would you love to be the one to introduce to someone who's never heard of it? I feel like I might accidentally steal this from you guys, and I apologize for that, but Persona 5. That is the best RPG. If somebody said, hey, I really like RPGs, what's a good one? Have you played Persona 5? No? Oh, bro. Oh, bro. It's going to be so good. That's mine. Who's got one?
I'm still thinking.
You got one?
And I just did this for my roommate because he loves playing open world games and he likes playing RPGs because he didn't play a lot of video games when he was younger. But he hates if he can't just run around melee and everything. He doesn't like using magic. He doesn't like doing range stuff. So I introduced him to Dragon's Dogma. I don't know if y'all
I've never played it. I've heard mixed things.
It ruined
Some people
Skyrim for me. What? Skyrim, yeah, it had a great lore, but I've been playing RPGs my whole life. Lore is everywhere. Man. Lore is good. It's going to get me into a game. It's not going to keep me playing for like 100 hours. After like 50 to 60 hours, yeah, lore is awesome. I can read that all the time, but it's not going to make the combat any more fun for me. I can't like read the lore while
so
I'm
this is like Skyrim.
Dragon's Dogma has some of the most, at the time, creative, just innovative, fun combat.
Well, how is it today though, stacked up against like other RPGs?
Still really good. It had a Shadow of Colossus. Essentially, if you took the combat, let's say I could break it down into 3 games, it'd be kind of like the fast-pacedness of like a DMC combo in game. Okay. Not so much that you do that kind of combo.
Yeah, but that
kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Shadow of Colossus weight to monsters, like their hits feel. You get knocked back. It's not just you get slashed and then you slash back and forth. No. If a troll hits you with its club, you're going to move back and fall on the ground. If you knock something over, it falls. You push a monster off the cliff, it doesn't like kind of crumple. It's death if it couldn't last through that fall.
All right.
You can climb on them to attack their weak spots or go around the back or whatever.
Can you do that really cool movie thing where you run up a cliff and then you jump onto a monster's back?
You time it right, yeah. Definitely jumped on something. The magic actually has weight to it. Like the Maelstrom spell in that game, it's not like you see a mini tornado. No, it's a huge giant black funnel like twirling and you see monsters getting ripped apart with it. Like the meteor spell comes from the skies. It's just the combat was so good that there was a lot of problems with the game and I didn't care because I got to play it. Like the entire time I'm having combat, it's enjoyable. Whereas Skyrim, I was playing 4 story and exploration, but half the times I was fighting, I was just like working through the motions.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same fight every time. Yeah. I think you actually just introduced a game to someone who's... I've heard of it, but like, you sold me, man. I'm sold.
At least for PS4 and Xbox One for $30, but you could also just get it on PC for $30 right now.
That's awesome. What about you, Tristan? Can you top that? Jeez.
No, I can't top that for sure. So I definitely want to check that out. I think Time Splitters too. That's one of the most fun multiplayer experiences.
You know who has Time Splitters too? This guy. I'll talk about that later. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that
That's
game,
freaking awesome.
But
so
it's
weird.
long.
Yeah.
It was weird, and it was a solid shooter too.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It was absolutely solid. That's a good answer. All right, so the next one is, what forgotten PlayStation IP would you bring back? Well, Tristan, I think you just gave your answer
Yeah,
probably,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that came out for PlayStation, right?
It did.
Yeah. Oh, do you have another one?
No, I didn't have a PlayStation, so.
I would say Dark Cloud. What was that one? The RPG. You know, you're the
Dark
RPG
Cloud.
guy. Yeah,
No.
you're the RPG
A
guy.
lot of people want more Dark Cloud.
Yeah, Dark Cloud. I would say Dark Cloud. Oh no! Oh!
Any changes?
Zone of Enders. Zone of Enders.
What about Silent Hill?
Silent
Well,
Hills-
no, because that's not going to be possible. I mean, okay, if we're going
That's not
outside.
the question.
Okay, well, if that's not the question, then yeah, Silent Hill. But I would say Zone of Enders, which is
Zone of
also
Enders
actually
is a
not
good one.
possible. Because yeah, Konami owns Zone of Enders. So oh my God, we're never gonna have another Zone of Enders.
You know who
hold
loves
out
gambling? Konami.
hope. You can get a Zone of Enders pachinko machine.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! Oh, that's the most disgusting sentence anybody's ever said.
That's
I think
two
there's
things
a
you love:
Castlevania
gambling
one.
and Zone of Enders. It's perfect.
Pretty sure there's a Castlevania one.
All right, so what would you say, Louis?
PlayStation IP. I
And
guess,
I'm also so distracted by how awful that video looks. It's so bad. I'm so glad the audio's hopefully turning out, but oh God, it's so bad.
I guess for me it'd be some kind of continuation or extension of Radio Out of Stories.
I knew you were gonna say some game I've never heard of. Please
It's-
enlighten
alright,
me on this one.
PS2 RPG. Square Enix, when Square Enix was like any goodish IP, they were just like, yeah, green light it. Throw it at America and see if they like it. Whereas now they're like, we're not translating that. Comboing system in combat, it'd take you to a separate screen, but it was all real time. If once you input a button, the input went through. You only played one character. You got to choose between 4 different weapons. You could use a one-handed sword, a big two-handed, a spear, and an axe. Once you input into your combo, you had to follow through. You couldn't cancel out of it. You could set up your animations for the next thing, but once an input was in, that was it. If you
That's really cool.
attack, went into a guard, but say the enemy backed off and you wanted to keep attacking, you were already going into that guard. So you had to know what you were doing. It wasn't super twitchy, but enough that you button mashing, you definitely die a lot, especially later. Had a recruiting mechanic like Suikoden, had 100 or so characters you recruit that all ran on their own schedule. At no point would they just like doing
For the
this,
audio
standing in
listeners,
place.
he was doing the robot in place.
I was doing the NPC robot, but like every character in the game had a schedule that they went through over time, depending on where it was in the game they'd move.
I'm sorry. Carolina goes, background
sorry.
looks good, Josh, except for that guy on the left. That looks like he's doing the washing machine dance
dance
move. Sorry. Yeah, go. Yeah.
They all follow their own schedule 24/7. You have a day to night meter and everyone moves around. If a character goes to the bar, if you want to find them late at night, you're gonna have to go to a bar. They're not just gonna be standing around like outside of the house. They go to sleep, they walk around. If people leave town, they do that. It was just for a PS2 game, I don't think I ever had. Actually, most games nowadays, I don't know anything that has that like lively a world.
Yeah. Interesting. I got to check out that one too. You've answered the first question twice now.
My bad.
Next question is, what is the weirdest gaming moment you had to explain to someone? I definitely have an answer for this. I had to explain to my girlfriend why there is a giant penis in a wheelchair on the screen. Do you know what game I'm talking about? Yep. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I was playing Persona 5 and there's a giant penis all by itself, not attached to anybody, in a wheelchair, and I was fighting it. I was beating it, if you will. So I had to explain that one. That was a little bit awkward. What about you, Tristan?
I think trying to explain like raid mechanics in a WoW fight to someone who doesn't play games at all,
Yeah.
just like having to get that across to somebody.
How would you
keeping them-
explain that?
interested. It's not.
Oh,
not
keeping
possible.
them interested.
Because
Yeah,
they're like,
that
what
would
the
be
hell are
the.
you talking about? Yeah.
Well, see, we need somebody to buff, and then
Yeah.
we gotta have somebody's got to be on heels. We need at least several people on heels, and so I'm a heel buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explaining a raid sounds like someone who's a project manager explaining their work. If you don't enjoy raiding or
You're just
you've never
boring
been in
yourself.
one, it's just like, yeah, and then we gotta have the DPS ready right at the second phase, and we're gonna wipe.
And then my girlfriend actually is in chat, and she goes, "Is the giant phallic creature not normally in games?
Not in other games.
Not in that many, no." What about you?
All those. Mine's Persona 4 when my brother walked in when I was doing
With the bath?
Kanji's. I was
Wait,
doing
I've
Kanji's.
only gone to the bathhouse.
Crap.
Hold on, I'll actually, no, please don't say, because I have to listen to
You're
this
fine.
later. I'll have to listen to this later.
Let me try and think of another one.
Okay.
'Cause that was the main one. Dragon's Dogma. I had a super buff black dude with long hair for my mage. So my brother walks in, he's just like, "Why are you playing a buff black Jesus?" As I'm fighting a Hydra. He's like, "Why is Jesus fighting a Hydra?" And I'm like, I didn't think he looked like that. And I was wearing like a shabby-ish robe. Not the shabbiest, but it was like white with some dirt on it.
Yeah.
Like a creamish
Oh
with
my
some
God.
dirt marks. And I was like, this kind of looks like Jesus fighting a Hydra.
That's awesome. The next question is Pearl Jam overrated? Let's just all answer at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Kind of.
Oh.
All right. That was fun. I was actually really hoping one of you said no, one of you said yes, and I could be kind of. That was all right. I think
Be careful with that.
be careful with that one. I think actually I believe my answer kind of. Like, they're good, but they're not. It's not Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell's the best.
Was the best?
Great talk, guys. Next question. What exclusive for PS4 would you be willing to give to Xbox for one of their exclusives? I'd say, and I feel like in order for this to really work, it has to be a game that is of equal quality. So you can't really say, oh, Metal Gear
But
Survive.
Xbox only has like 3 of those.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, Sunset Overdrive is pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
And Forza Horizon. I'd love to play that one.
Oh,
All right, so let's see the games, the series that we would want. Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon. What's another one?
Cuphead. Even though you can also get
Cuphead,
that on
okay, if we
PC,
can find a
but
comparable
that's still
one.
one of their best.
All right, Cuphead.
I would give up God of War.
Oh, Gears of War. Gears of War for God of War. No, because that new
I'll do
one's
the
coming
Gears
out.
of War remake. I won't do Gears of War, whatever the new
The fourth
5.
one? They're on
6.
fourth. I heard it was good.
Is it 4? I was trying to play through the beginning, but it's robots, and I fell right out.
All right, so
Conquer is now, or any Rare game would be a Microsoft
Oh, okay.
exclusive now. So.
Okay, if it doesn't have to be an exclusive that's already out, then yeah.
all right,
I got stuff.
they can have. Do we have a platformer? They could have Sly Cooper for Conquer.
Right?
I'll make that trade.
I'm happy with that. I mean,
I've also never played a Sly Cooper game.
neither have I.
Nope.
Haha, gotcha, Xbox. Next question is, what is the best pet in video games? Morgana?
Morgana's not
pretty-
a pet.
He made me go to sleep so much. I hate that cat.
All right, what about Dog Meat from Fallout?
Dog meat was great.
Yeah, it's just a dog.
It's just a dog. It's a good boy, though.
What about dog from Half-Life? Giant robot dog.
Dog was really good.
Oh. I'm trying to think of another awesome pet. I feel like...
What about any Pokemon?
Oh?
I will
Pikachu.
put Lugia in because it was a giant
Lugia
bird
is-
and it flew me places and it also carried young me through the Elite Four.
I'm going to say Morgana for me. What are you saying for you, Tristan?
I'm gonna say Pikachu.
Pikachu?
All right, this is a really outlandish one.
Oh,
but
God. Oh,
when-
no kidding. No kidding. This is going to be somewhere. Okay,
I wanna
so it
say-
was called
I
the
wanna say
Michu Picchu
Dynabird.
from... Huh?
Kirby when he hops on Dynabird. I don't know if that counts as a pet, but it's probably
sure.
the best one.
Sure, I mean, chat's blowing up. They're all saying Yoshi. So,
I mean-
you know.
Yoshi is
Yoshi's
a
a
friend,
tool.
not a pet.
No, he's just.
Oh, he's a tool.
Reptiles deserve respect.
He's not a reptile.
Is he not?
He's a dinosaur.
He's definitely.
How is he not a reptile?
What? Dinosaurs are not reptiles.
Yeah, they
Are they?
Are they not?
Are they not? This is blowing my
They're
mind.
more related to birds, guys.
but they're still
scales
reptiles,
and
aren't they? A terrible
cold-blooded.
lizard.
A lot of them had feathers.
They did have
Yeah.
feathers. So
Wait.
are they officially birds now?
Are they-
Dinosaurs
Like
are
half and half 'em?
dinosaurs.
What? Wait,
He's not wrong. Like they are.
Oh, God.
Really close to birds.
but dinosaur, a terrible lizard.
Is Yoshi? But is Yoshi a dinosaur? No.
No, he's a tool.
Ouch.
Damn. All right, we're gonna have to table that one for later. If you could become any video game character for a day, who would you be? I would be Yoshi, and then ask myself if I'm a lizard or not. I would say I'd want to be Nathan Drake, just because he's really good looking and he can like climb anything. So that would just be fun to go into the woods and be Nathan Drake and just climb all the trees. Okay. That'd be fun.
That's kind of weird.
Just
I just want to climb
not
trees.
the ruins.
Well, okay, but I only have a day. I can't go, freaking find ruins in a day. Like
Maybe you could.
Yeah.
If you're Nathan Drake.
If you're Nathan
I mean,
Drake,
okay, well then,
you
so a
probably
day goes
change
by
while you're
and
in the ruins.
I'm now stuck in freaking Madagascar or something without the ability to climb, and I'm just back to me.
And then suddenly in the
You'll
evening,
DJ
it
your way
starts
out.
having supernatural elements come in.
Yeah, and then I die. So if I'm just in the woods climbing trees as Nathan Drake, then
You could
I'm
be
good.
like Donkey Kong or something.
Why would I want to be Donkey Kong?
Because you could climb trees.
Yeah, but
If
he's
tree climbing is your
It's not
choice for changing, unless you want to be handsome in tree climbing.
yeah, I kind of do.
So when people look at that handsome
that
man
guy. He looks
climbing
so-
trees for no reason.
Is that Nathan Fillion climbing that oak? All right, well, you guys give me a better answer. Come on. What's better than being Nathan Drake climbing trees? That's what I thought. You got nothing.
Yeah.
I do.
What's better than
Go
being
for
Nathan
it.
Drake?
I want the pure happiness that seems to be Kirby.
All right.
Kirby for a day seems like a day I'd just be really happy and nothing could get in my way. 'Cause I just eat it or spit it back out.
Here's the thing about Kirby, though. He doesn't just eat things. He has to shit it out immediately. So you either have it in your mouth,
I mean,
or it
I
comes out your
swallow it,
butt.
and then I get all its powers.
Isn't that true of most things?
Yeah.
well, I mean, but immediately.
Or I can spit it back out and create a whole star.
Yeah.
Oh, that is kind of cool. But you'd have to look like Kirby.
And if you were
don't
Kirby,
care.
then you could become anything else for the day because
It'd
you
be
could
like
just
a
consume it.
2 foot tall, super
Dude.
cute ball.
People would be terrified of you with real life Kirby. That'd
What
be
are they going to do to
terrifying.
stop me?
They're gonna kill you.
Kirby survived
can't
a
die.
planet exploding.
Yeah.
Nothing on this earth could stop Kirby.
Is Kirby the most powerful video game character?
He's one of.
He's not the
he's-
most powerful video
Like,
game.
he's ridiculously high up there. It makes
I had no
sense.
idea. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't up to date on my Kirby lore. All right. Okay. Well, I guess. Wait. Did you gave an
don't-
answer? No.
I don't know who I would be.
You'd be Nathan Drake in a forest climbing trees. Duh.
Any character who's
Could be
rich enough
fucking
to put
Kirby over
money
here,
into your
just
bank
eating
account.
everything.
Maybe I'd be Batman.
Well, I mean, be yourself. Unless you could be Batman, then be Batman, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Batman's.
Damn, Batman.
And I'd
you did a lot
fight
of
the
good.
tree climbing Nathan Drake.
Wait, hold on. But,
You're gonna
wait, hold on.
lose.
That joke aside, like if you're Batman and I'm not Nathan Drake climbing trees, who are you gonna fight? You're just gonna be Batman walking around in a cape during the day.
Okay. That's a cool outfit. And you can
He's gonna have like
yeah.
super authentic Batman.
You can glide around and stuff.
That is true.
We have a lot
But
of
where? We live in
skyscrapers the
Florida.
city. You go downtown.
You're gonna go downtown and you have to do circles around the same tall buildings. There's not that many tall buildings.
Well, it's only a day. You're gonna get tired of gliding after a while.
I mean,
That
he's
is
only
true.
gliding
Yeah.
for 4 or 5 hours tops.
That's gotta
true.
be tiring.
That is true. So then, what do you do when you're done gliding?
Go to sleep.
oh,
Day complete.
I just walk around as Batman.
I just hang upside down in my
guaranteed to have a good
Batcave
day.
and I go to sleep.
All right. Well, here's a question though. You know how they say that it's because Batman started doing Batman stuff that all the villains came out and they
Yeah.
started doing their stuff. So you're Batman. You end up creating all these like Jokers and Mr. Freezes and Penguins, but then all of a sudden you're no longer Batman, and now we're stuck in a world with Penguin.
Sounds
and
like that's
Joker.
not my problem anymore. 'Cause I was only Batman for one day.
Better find real Batman.
All right. And then the last one. What is the best received video game that you can't stand? Mine is probably Overwatch. That's just not my bag. I'm not interested in that at all. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Dota and any other MOBA game. I can't stand how they look. I can't stand how they play. I don't like anything about them.
I can understand that. I play a MOBA and I love it, but I can completely see why.
No, it's very toxic.
Yeah, like it doesn't toxify me.
Yeah.
I think that's just because I grew up playing Pokemon competitive.
Yeah.
And that's super toxic.
Yeah. So what would you guys say?
I'll let you go first, Tristan. Cause
I think we all know
Yeah,
how I feel
yeah.
about Mario Party.
Yeah. Oh, by the
Does
way,
that count as well received?
Apparently, everyone else seems to love it.
you know what I have for the Xbox, or not? Sorry, for my modded Xbox with an N64 emulator. Every Mario Party ever created for the Nintendo 64, and we're
You could
probably
have had any game
Yeah.
for any of those systems.
You're not
And I
even
do
gonna
have
play
all
it.
the games for all the systems.
You
You're not even
chose
gonna play the Mario Party.
to waste
Hell yeah, why-
bandwidth
Oh no, we're gonna have a let's play.
and memory
We're gonna have a let's play.
on Mario Party.
I'm a
You're gonna
bail.
play Mario Party. I'm gonna play Dota. We're just gonna record ourselves being miserable.
Oh no, I don't want to play my game at all.
Okay, what's your game?
Since you didn't hear me earlier,
No. Come on.
I hate Skyrim now. I've hated
Yeah.
Skyrim for years now. I get it when it released. Great game. I played other really good open world RPGs that deserved more attention
Nothing
that
deserves
year.
more attention. You're wrong.
Yes, that's why we're gonna have it on our microwaves in like 6 months.
Yeah.
I'll probably be able to play Skyrim off a shoe going Bethesda.
It is a possibility.
It's not that it's a bad game. I get why it's good. It's still a good game. Every year I hate it more and more. And at this point, like, I had reasons for hating it more over time because there was things about it that I didn't like as much as Oblivion that they could have done way better. And now it's just to the point, like, if that game wasn't moddable, I'd never have to hear about it and I'd be so happy. Like, I'm so glad there's such a dedicated fan base to the game. But, oh man, I hate the game that they released.
No, I mean that's,
Magic sucked.
Everybody
Physical combat sucked.
Everybody has their opinions. I mean, I assume then that you also hate America and cheeseburgers.
The Macho
and-
Man dragons are pretty cool, but everything
Again,
else.
modding.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
mods are amazing. The community, Skyrim community, awesome. The game itself, I can't stand
Do you
it.
hate freedom too?
Freedom is
do you
amazing.
hate our country?
Skyrim isn't freedom.
Yeah.
Do you
Skyrim has
hate-
landlocked one company into making the same game of a franchise since 2011 or 10.
It's such a
Yeah,
good
2011
game.
is.
No, it's such a all right game.
It's a
and the
middling
mods
game,
made it
yeah.
such an amazing game.
Yeah.
Play nothing but regular, unmodded 360
I
console
do, and I
Skyrim.
have, and that's all I've ever played,
Why?
and I still love
you
it.
have other choices.
What is
I
wrong
don't.
with
You will eventually
I
die
don't.
one
I'm
day, and
happy
you are
with that.
wasting your time on
I
that.
can only imagine how blown my mind would be if I played it a modded Skyrim because I
You
love
aren't?
vanilla. I'm not. I've never played a
How
modded
long have you been
Skyrim.
playing vanilla?
Well, I mean, I used to play it
It's
a lot.
like
I don't play it
Stockholm
anymore.
syndrome from
It's
a video
so good.
game.
Hell no. Hell no. I love it.
No.
No, it's. Did you play Oblivion?
Yeah, and I love that one too.
And you like the story in Skyrim?
Fuck
The
yeah.
barely existent story. Or the
What?
unbelievable.
Two fighting factions fighting for the throne and stuff. It's like some Game of Thrones.
I didn't even
That was the
bullshit.
whole Mage's Quest
Yeah.
in Oblivion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two much more fleshed out and well-written factions.
The Dark Brotherhood questline in Oblivion?
Way better.
I played that mansion level so many times.
Matter of fact, all the faction quests was
Yeah.
super watered down in Skyrim, except maybe the Fighters Guild.
They had to make room for all the awesome dragons.
Not really.
They weren't that awesome.
They were bugged out to hell when the game dropped.
I didn't have any problem with the dragons.
There was a large amount of people searching all the water
I
in
didn't
Skyrim, thinking there was some kind of creature in there. Just a few people had a bug dragon and it moved around really fast, so they couldn't tell
God.
what it was.
And Carolina says Destiny. That's her.
Do not blame her.
Yeah, the
Like,
first one. The first one. That one I had Stockholm Syndrome. I was playing that. I didn't like it. I'm like, why am I still playing this? I don't like it at all. But Destiny 2 is apparently supposed to be good.
It is, but the end game is not. I feel like I'm just going. Like, if there's ever been a time I'm just going through the motions with a game, it's Destiny 2's end game.
Yeah.
I hop on, even if none of my friends are on, I do like the stuff I can without them really quick while paying attention to something else in my life. Finish that up, wait until I can do the stuff that I need them for, and then I don't touch that game anymore.
Yep.
All right.
It's a good podcast game, but you run out of stuff to do pretty quick.
Yeah.
This is a good podcast game?
Yeah, you just play it while you listen to podcasts.
Oh, okay. I
shows
thought you were
the same
saying, like, for
niche as,
this
Diablo.
podcast.
Like, the only time I'm putting more than, like, probably an hour into Destiny, like, in a single sitting, and I'm talking, like, even a day off, is because I have friends on, and it's mostly because I'm spending time with them over chat.
Yeah.
If they're not on, I'm hoping I can knock out whatever I'm doing in, like, 30-ish minutes each session, and then I'm not touching it again.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on to what we've been playing. I have been playing every single Xbox game to ever come out for the original Xbox. Why? Because I bought a modded... I didn't buy a modded. I bought an original Xbox, and I modded the hell out of it, and I learned how to burn DVDs with even PlayStation games. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII, giving it a try, because I never played it, and it has been amazing, and I love my Xbox. It is so good. Tristan, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Observer.
Oh, damn.
It's pretty tight.
I think I'm going to buy that one soon.
Yeah, it's from the people who made Layers of Fear. It's a very Blade Runner inspired.
It looks like it, yeah.
You play as Rutger Hauer, like he's the voice actor of your character. Very like retro futurism, cyberpunk.
Nice.
World's going to shit. Mods are malfunctioning on people. Pretty tight.
Yeah. What about you, Louis?
Even though I just talked a bunch of shit about it, Destiny 2.
I swear, if you said Skyrim, I'm like,
No.
you're out.
I haven't
You're
touched
out.
that game in years, and I'll never touch it again. There's no reason. Destiny 2, because I needed a really tight shooter, because I hadn't played anything since, like, Doom.
Yeah.
And
Doom
my
was so
trigger finger was
good.
itchy.
You know what's...
And Wolfenstein's coming out, so we can enjoy that same gameplay.
Dude, October's going to be a good month.
Oh, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of games coming out. I
cannot wait for Tuesday.
It's funny because I've been playing all these original Xbox games, and in GameFly, I finally got Far Cry Primal, and that's surprisingly good game. I did not think it was gonna be that fun.
Far Cry games aren't bad games.
Well, I know, I definitely know that, but I mean, like, take away the guns from Far Cry, and what? That can't be good. No, it's a lot of fun.
I mean,
But I'm not playing it because I want to play 2 generations ago.
the funny thing about Far Cry Primal to me is I felt like they spent like those first 2 Far Cry games like, will people really run around and hunt stuff that much and still enjoy a game if there's other stuff to the game? And they tried it in Far Cry 3. It was like, yeah, everyone had fun hunting for the crafting materials. They did it in the 4. People were still fine with it. By then they're like, all right, we can definitely have the hunting be a bigger part where you're fighting animals and have more animals included. Because, I mean, the first time I was playing Far Cry 3 and I was going up on one of the... they bandits, thieves, but whatever they were, pirates.
They're
criminal bandits,
criminal people, bad guys.
I can't remember what their name was. And I was sitting there and I'm scoping them out and I'm like getting the markers and everything. I'm getting ready to go and I hear like a growl and like some perching and I slow turn to the side and I just see a tiger walking up. It's like, hasn't noticed me yet, looking at them too, like he might run in, and I'm like, is he gonna hear me if I try and walk away? So I'm like slowly walking back. And he turns and sees it. I'm like, this can't be good. And I get off a few shots and he rips me apart. And that was one of the best gameplay experiences of my life.
That's fantastic. I love Far Cry. Everything about it's so good. Did we cover everybody? I forgot. Yes, we did. Yeah. Okay. And now we're going to move on to video game 20 questions. This is where I picked a game before the podcast, and I mean like right before the podcast. Tristan was in the room. I picked a random game, and these 2 guys are going to have 20 questions to figure it out using yes or no questions. Start.
Did it come out after 2010?
Oh, actually, hold on. Real quick. No, not about that question. I picked a very specific game because... Oh, wait, no, never mind. I didn't pick that game. I picked a different game. Okay, continue. Did it come out... What?
After 2010.
No. That is a good question, though, because... Yeah.
Is it an RPG?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Got Lewis here.
There
There are quite a few.
Is it Japanese made?
No.
Oh, that cuts down a lot.
Is it a BioWare game?
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Is
Wow.
it in space?
Wow. Yes. Wow.
Is it the first one?
It's always going to be...
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to ask if there are sequels or whatever.
Ooh, we got to be careful though, because there's also KOTOR.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Do you play as Commander Shepard?
No.
Okay.
Are there
Wait, hold on.
lightsabers?
Yes.
Is it Knights of the Old Republic?
It is 7 questions. 7 questions. What? What? That is insane. You asked if it's fucking BioWare. How did you do that?
Because you said it wasn't Japanese.
Yeah. It only leaves so much. Like, there's no chance it's Skyrim.
Yeah.
There's a small chance it's Oblivion.
Damn.
Definitely not
We still
Morrowind.
have 10 minutes left. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, man.
Tell you what.
Pick
Hold
the
on.
other- Pick that other game.
No, yeah, there was another game that I decided was too difficult. That's the thing. I figured because it's you guys, I wanted to go with a difficult game.
Because we're the best.
Damn. Okay. All right. Give me a second. I'm gonna look up the information. Talk about how awesome you are.
I'll always randomly figure out games with you, Tristan. No
Yeah.
one else.
No one else. Yeah.
When I'm guesting with someone else, I'm just gonna be like, they're
No,
not good enough.
I'm not
for me.
participating.
All right. So
Round two?
start.
Okay.
All right.
That is fucking crazy.
Let's get it faster.
All right. Go.
Start it again, same way?
Yeah. All right. Did it come out after 2010?
No.
Is it a fighting game?
No.
Okay. It's never a fighting game.
Is it a shooting game?
Ooh.
I would not call this a shooter.
But we can
That doesn't mean
probably
there's not
use
shooting in
guns.
it.
All right.
Actually, sorry. Yeah, not a shooter at all. No shoots. No shoots.
Okay.
No shoots at
No
all?
shoots.
No shoots.
No shooting. I'm pretty
No
sure.
shoots, no
I'm
parachutes,
99%
not
sure
shooting
there's no
ladders.
shooting.
Is there multiplayer?
Yes. 7 questions. That still just blew my mind.
Did it come out after 1999?
Do you need to look it up?
No.
No, you don't need to look it up, or no, it didn't
I-
come out after 1999.
Well, January 1st, 1999? That's usually what we have to clarify.
Oh,
January
okay.
1st, 1999. Yes.
Wait, what?
It came out after January 1st, 1999.
All right, it should be 1998 and back now. Should.
No.
Oh, it came out
It
after.
came
okay.
out after January 1st, 1999.
All right.
Okay.
Now I don't have to run through like 18 Sega titles.
Did it come out on the N64?
Yes.
Well, that was almost a bad one.
No shooting, yeah.
If you want to beat your record, you'd have to
Ooh.
guess it right now.
Wait.
But
Is it Nintendo?
What?
Did
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
for-
third-party titles on N64?
Yeah.
There was like a few, but I'm still gonna ask it. Was it
Yeah.
Nintendo?
was it
made?
a Nintendo
Game.
developed game?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, that's 7. That's the record that you had before.
We'll beat 7 again another time.
Was it by Rare?
Oh God, my microphone. No.
Okay.
N64.
That's 8.
It's multiplayer. Came out on the N64.
Yes.
No shooting.
No shooting.
And not a fighting game.
Not a fighting game.
Not a fighting game.
Is it a racing game?
Yes. Wow.
Ooh.
You guys are so freaking good. Oh, and I forgot to make chat go away, but whatever. I'll just leave that up there. Wow.
Let's see.
Actually, I'm going to make it go away just in case.
You said it was not Nintendo developed, correct?
Not Nintendo developed.
I feel like it might be something stupid like Beetle Adventure Racing.
Here's the thing. I've never heard of that game, but I guarantee you
Beetle Adventure.
anybody listening and you guys have heard of this game.
Yeah.
Anybody listening
Heard of
that would be listening
Not
to
Nintendo made.
listening to a video game podcast, you know.
Okay. So it's not Nintendo or Rare, so it can't be Diddy Kong or Mario Kart.
No. I feel like there's another magical racer that I'm just not thinking of, but it's not popping in my head.
Did an F-Zero game come out for the N64?
Wouldn't that have been Nintendo made?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure though, but
Yeah.
it probably would have been Nintendo made. This isn't good. I keep thinking about Twisted Metal
What about-
for no reason.
Like a Rush 2049, didn't that come out for the N64 or something like that?
Think so. Played way too many first-party titles on my.
I don't remember enough about that game to ask questions about it.
I'll give you a hint. Continue asking questions generically about games that would also fit into like racing.
Did you pick up stuff to throw at people as you were racing?
No.
Okay, this might have been
I
a more
believe
regular
no. I believe no.
racing.
Yeah, so more.
I'm not sure. Actually, I'll give you that one. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. So you're still at 9. 7 questions. Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys are both so smart.
Were there
I'm
motorcycles?
so proud of both of you. No, there are no motorcycles.
Okay.
There's no motorcycles. That's 10.
Now it's tough.
Yeah.
Can you get out of the car?
No.
Okay.
This is. I mean, this is a. I feel like this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say don't try to specifically think about games. Like, what's a general question you would ask about games in general?
I missed the easy
To
ones.
narrow down.
Was it based on like realistic cars?
No.
Okay.
Ah,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
it is, but man, that's where I was going.
Wait, I mean, we're working off the assumption that it is cars, which is dangerous. Because he said racing game. He
True.
didn't specify that it's cars.
True.
So,
Are they racing cars?
You want to ask that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, awesome.
are you racing jet skis?
No.
Damn it.
Wait a minute. Is it Star Wars based?
Yeah.
The second it wasn't cars, I'm like, well, the only other, well, no. Is it pod racing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars Pod Racer.
I never thought it would be 2 Star Wars in a row.
I didn't mean for that, and obviously I couldn't. Oh my god, my microphone! I couldn't call attention to that. I could be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, guys, this is another Star Wars game."
The second he said
Yeah.
it wasn't cars, I was like, well.
And the thing I was
jet
trying,
skis, like,
the thing I was trying to get you guys to say was, is it based on a license?
Yeah.
oh.
Like, I feel like that question doesn't get asked enough, and that should really, help. Like, if it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something like that,
Right.
if it's based on a license, then that would help. So that does it for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I don't have my plug sheet in front of me, so we're gonna go all based off of memory. You can watch new episodes every Monday on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and Stitcher. And by watch, I mean listen. We have live recordings every Sunday at 8:30. Although today was later because of a football game. That is on Facebook.com/DownrightFierceGaming. You can also subscribe on YouTube.com/DownrightFierceGaming, Twitter at DRF Podcast, Twitch.tv/DRF Podcast. Teespring.com if you want to buy a shirt. That's teespring.com/DownrightFierceGaming. Patreon.com. That's a thing. Patreon.com/ is it Downright Fierce?
I have no idea.
If it's not Downright Fierce, then it's Downright Fierce Gaming. On there, you can kick us like $2 a month, and you get our exclusive content 1 week earlier before everybody else, and you also get thanked at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you very much, Mark Mayfield.
you.
Thanks, Mark.
We want to thank Jeff Knight. Thank you very
you,
much,
Jeff Knight.
Jeff Knight. We also want to thank Brian Altano, Damon Hadfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank
we want
you.
to thank our executive producers, Brian Kaminsky and Andrew Kirkendall, Mr. Face Kicker himself. And one final plug for Telly's Video Games is in the Beach Boulevard flea market. That is where I got my Xbox for only $25. They have great deals there. I told them I'd give them a plug on the episode for a couple episodes, and this would make the second one, so that'd be a couple episodes.
I'm going to go there this weekend.
Seriously, highly recommend
I
it.
failed this weekend.
I'm not sure if they're going to be open next week. Just look them up. Telly's Video Games, TELLY, Video Games and more, I think. And that does it, I guess. Remember to hug a cat because they have smelly butts.